Welcome to the Belated Tech Channel's 65th edition and second year of the Space and Tech Rewind. We are reviewing the milestones that occurred on each day in the week of September 6th through September 12th in space exploration, science, and technology. September 6, 1947, the aircraft carrier Midway became the first U.S. vessel from which a long-range rocket was launched on this date. As part of Operation Sandy, accompanied by scientific observers, a captured German V-2 rocket was fired from the flight deck from a position at sea several hundred miles off the east coast of the United States. The rocket traveled about 6 miles. A ship launch test was only conducted once. There were prior tests carried out at White Sands on a simulated aircraft carrier deck to see what effects the rocket would have if it were to explode on the deck. The Midway, launched March 20th, 1945, was commanded by Captain Albert Kellogg Morehouse and was the flagship of the task group commanded by Rear Admiral John Bennings Ballantyne. We previously covered the V-2 rocket in Milestones 52 and Milestones 79. September 7th, 1776. The first U.S. submarine built for wartime use, the American Turtle, was used in New York Harbor to attach explosives to the hull of the HMS Eagle, Admiral Howe's flagship and 64-gun ship of the line. Known as a torpedo, the weapon was a cask with 150 pounds of black powder and a clockwork time fuse. Unfortunately for the Americans, and fortunately for the crew of the Eagle, the cask had separated from the ship before it exploded, and as a result, little damage was done to the ship's hull. Several attempts were made using the Turtle to affix explosives to the undersides of British warships in New York Harbor that year. All failed, and the sub's transport ship, a sloop, was sunk later that year by the British, with the submarine on board. The submarine was just large enough for one occupant. It was operated by Sergeant Ezra Lee of the Continental Army. Lee propelled the craft by turning a 24-inch diameter, two-bladed wooden propeller, giving up to 3 knots of speed. The craft was built by engineer and medical doctor David Bushnell, who provided it with a rudder and a second propeller for vertical movement. Water taken in as ballast to submerge was expelled with a hand pump to resurface. Bushnell was later a captain and commanding officer of the 1st U.S. Combat Engineering Company, serving until 1783. Lee was eventually commissioned a lieutenant and served as quartermaster and paymaster of the 5th Connecticut until 1782. The first submarine to sink a ship was the CSS Hunley, which sunk the USS Housatonic in 1864. September 8th, 1930. Scotch tape was developed by Richard Drew at the Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing Company of St. Paul, Minnesota on this date. Originally, 3M only made sandpaper, and during testing, Drew observed at a local auto body shop that auto painters had difficulty making clean dividing lines on 2-color paint jobs. After 2 years of effort in the company's labs, in 1925 he invented masking tape, a tan paper tape with a light pressure-sensitive adhesive backing. 5 years later, Drew invented Scotch brand cellulose tape, the first waterproof, see-through, pressure-sensitive tape. Once marketed, the public found the tape had a wide range of popular applications in mending, sealing, and joining. These financial successes stimulated the company to increase product research and development. In 2020, 3M's annual sales were $32 billion, and the company employed 95,000. September 9th, 1926. The National Broadcasting Company was created by the Radio Corporation of America shortly after the acquisition in May of 1926 of the radio network operations of AT&T, which had decided to withdraw from radio. The new NBC network was publicized with full-page ads in many publications. The network's debut broadcast was transmitted on November 15th, 1926. NBC eventually became one of the 3 main broadcast television networks in the United States. The others were CBS and ABC. The three networks dominated television for about 50 years until the advent of cable and satellite, which brought a plethora of competition. NBC adapted by launching and acquiring new channels on those platforms, such as CNBC, MSNBC, Sci-Fi, Bravo, USA, and Telemundo. RCA was dismantled by General Electric, and NBC was sold to Comcast. We discussed NBC's connection to RCA and Victor in Milestones 119. September 10th, 1823. The Champlain Canal was opened on this date in New York State, a 60-mile canal that connects the south end of Lake Champlain to the Hudson River in New York. It was authorized on April 17th of 1816, when a law was passed to, quote, consider, devise, and adopt such measures as may or shall be requisite to facilitate and effect the communication by means of canals and locks between the navigable waters of Hudson's River and Lake Erie, and the said navigable waters and Lake Champlain. The Champlain Canal was built simultaneously with the Erie Canal. By 1818, 12 miles were completed, and in 1819, the canal was opened from Fort Edward to Lake Champlain. The canal was an immediate financial success and carried substantial commercial traffic for 150 years. The waterway is now principally used for recreational craft. By traveling the length of Lake Champlain, boaters can access the Chambly Canal, which connects Lake Champlain to the St. Lawrence River. September 11th, 1822. It was announced by the Catholic Church's College of Cardinals on this date that henceforth, quote, the printing and publication of works treating of the motion of the earth and the stability of the sun, in accordance with the opinion of modern astronomers, is permitted. 2 weeks later, Pope Pius VII ratified the Cardinals' decree. With this action, the Catholic Church finally officially accepted the Copernican principle that on June 22, 1633, Italian scientist Galileo had been imprisoned for championing. Interestingly, it was not until 1835 that the Vatican removed Galileo's dialogue concerning the two chief world systems from its list of banned books. With these two acts, however, Galileo was still not rehabilitated. 170 years after the Cardinals' original action, on October 31, 1992, the Catholic Church finally officially admitted that Galileo had been correct. We covered Galileo in Milestones 54. September 12, 1908. Orville Wright established a new flight record of 74 minutes aloft on this date at Fort Myer, Virginia, during demonstrations to the U.S. Army. Wright had arrived about 3 weeks earlier with his aircraft. After several days of assembling and testing, he made the first public flight there on September 3, 1908, going 1.5 times around the parade ground, about 1 mile. Thereafter, Wright made public flights almost daily, and as word spread, crowds of people came to watch. On September 8th, he flew for 57.5 minutes. He beat that mark on September 10th with 66 minutes in the air. On September 11th, he stayed aloft for 70 minutes while circling the field 57.5 times, including 2 figure eights. The Army was sold. On August 25, 1909, they established an airport on the other side of the District of Columbia at College Park, Maryland, and issued the Wright brothers a contract to lease them a Wright Type A biplane. Civilian flights began as early as December of 1911, making the College Park Airport the world's oldest continuously operated airport as of 2021, 110 years. Before we get to the current event of the week, we wanted to see if you enjoyed this 65th episode of Belated Tech's The Space and Tech Rewind. If so, click that like button. Did you agree with our choices, or are there other events that were better? Go ahead and share with us by dropping a comment below. And if you have suggestions for an event in the future, we'll take those too. We'll credit events we pick for future videos to those viewers that post them. We hope you have been enjoying our content. Have we earned your subscription to our channel? If yes, and you have not yet taken the opportunity as of yet to subscribe, please take a moment to do so now and click the bell notification icon so you don't miss upcoming videos. We want to continue delivering great content to you. You can always unsubscribe, and subscribing is free. On June 15th, 2021, Roger Waters revealed that Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg had recently offered a large sum of money to use Pink Floyd's classic 1979 anthem, Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2, in an Instagram ad. However, the co-founding member of the iconic rock band turned the social media mogul down flat, saying, quote, "Fuck you. No fucking way." Waters said to Rolling Stone magazine the reason for making Facebook's query public was that there is, quote, "an insidious movement of them to take over absolutely everything. I will not be a party to that bullshit, Zuckerberg. How did this little prick who started out as, she's pretty, we'll give her a 4 out of 5, she's ugly, we'll give her a 4 out of 5, a reference to Facebook's predecessor website FaceMash at Harvard, how did we give him any power? And yet here he is, one of the most powerful idiots in the world. Zuckerberg wants to make Facebook and Instagram more powerful than it already is, so that it can continue to censor all of us. No, no more. Facebook did not deny it had made the offer to Pink Floyd, but so far has refused comment. Links to some of our most recent episodes can be found in the description section below. You can peruse our entire 300+ video library by looking at our playlists, which conveniently sort videos by subject. We announce all new videos in our microblogging accounts, which are listed below, as well as in the community feed for this channel. Want to know how to navigate our channel content? We refer to RetroTech and innovation documentary segments as episodes. Coverage of current events in space exploration, science, and technology are labeled as shorts. Space and tech history are documented in an anthology called Milestones. And gameplay recordings can be discovered on the BELATED Tech gaming channel in videos called walkthroughs and side missions. Stay connected by occasionally checking our Instagram feed and Minds page, where we post content from our upcoming episodes and from episodes past that you may have missed, and where we cover current news and events related to channel content. Thanks for watching.